intro wheel and tires, brake, suspension and steering. So the first of all is historical evolution of wheel. There is ecological evidence of wheel dating back at least 5,500 years ago, but no one knows exactly who invented them. Wheel vehicles appear later in various areas across the Middle East and Eastern Europe. The invention of the wheelbarrow, a one-wheeled cart used to transport goods and raw material, which is usually credited to the ancient Greek. However, earlier evidence of car-wheel cart has been found in Europe and China. So, this is the arrangement of the revolution. First, cart feature wheel and axle that turn together, which is wooden pegs were used to fit the sledge, so it rested on the roller and it did not move. The axle turning between the pegs allowed the axle and wheel to create all the movement. The next revolution is the pegs were replaced with hole and carved into the cart frame, and the axle was placed through the hole. This made it necessary for the larger wheels and thinner axle to be separate pieces. The wheels were attached to both sides of the axle. Finally, the final axle was invented, wherein the axle did not turn but was solidly connected to the cart frame. The wheels were fitted onto the axle in a way that allowed them to freely rotate. Fine axle made for a stable cart that could turn corner better. At this time, the wheel can be considered a complete invention. Following the invention of the wheel, the Sumerians invented the sledge. A device consists of a flat base mounted on a pair of runners with curved end. The sledge was useful for transporting cargo over smooth terrain. However, the Sumerians quickly realized that the device would be more efficient once it was mounted on the rollers. So, the historical about the wheel, we can see earliest known example of wooden spoke wheel are in context of the Shinkanshta culture. Soon after this, horse culture of the Caucasus region used horse-drawn spoke wheel were carried for the greater part of this century. They moved deep into the Greek peninsula, where they joined with the existing Mediterranean people to give rise eventually to classical Greece after the breaking of Minoan dominance and consolidation led by pre-classical Sparta and Athens. Celtic carried introduced an iron rim around the wheel in the first millennium of BCE. Brake development of braking system is the evolution of brake has been impressive, which is it has many new technology throughout the years. New development to the brake system, the number one priority is to improve auto safety and efficiency. Several methods of braking have been used, which is you can see the history of brake progresses, which each new system was built using the concept used to design its predecessor. So, brake system evolution began in the 19th century and continues today. The type of braking system that have been used over the years include the brake fluid, drum brakes, and disc brake. Wheel and tire. A tire in American English and tire Britain English. We can see the difference of the spelling. A ring-shaped component that surrounds a wheel rim to transfer a vehicle load from the axle to the wheel to the ground and to provide traction on the surface traveled over. Most tires provide a flexible cushion that absorbs shock as the tire rolls over rough features on the surface. designed to match the weight of the vehicle with the bearing strength of the surface, that equal over providing a bearing pressure that will not deform the surface excessively. So the component of the wheel and tire is rim. The material usually used for the rim or wheel is aluminum alloy. Then the rim is the outer edge of the wheel, which is it holding the tire. It makes up of the outer circular design of the wheel, which the inside edge of the tire is mounted on the vehicle. Brake. Brake is a mechanical device which is inhibit motion. So this is how the brake is working. A common misconception about brake is the brake squeeze against a drum of disc, and the pressure of the squeezing action slows the vehicle down. This is in fact a part of the reason for slowing down a vehicle. Moreover, brake use friction of brake shoes and drum to convert kinetic energy to develop the vehicle to heat energy. When the brake is applied, the pad or shoes that press against the brake drum or rotor convert kinetic energy into a thermal energy via friction. Thus, brakes are essentially a mechanism to change energy types. So, we have three types of brake. First, we got a mechanical brakes. In the mechanical brake types, we got a drum brake and disc brake. Then we got a hydraulic brakes and power brakes. So this is a figure about the system of the component for brake. For the component, we got a drum brakes, we got a pedal, we got the disc brake, we got the combo valve, we got the booster, and we have a master of cylinder. For the first type of brake is hydraulic brake. Hydraulic is the use of liquid under pressure to transfer force or motion, or to increase and apply force. The pressure on a liquid is called hydraulic pressure, and the brakes which are operated by means of hydraulic pressure are called hydraulic brakes. These brakes are based on the principle of the Pascal law. So this is the advantage of hydraulic brakes, which is equal braking effort to all the four wheels. Then the less rate of wear, which is due to absence of joint compared to a mechanical brakes. Force multiplication or division very easily just by changing the size of one piston and cylinder relative to other. Disadvantage of hydraulic brake is even slight leakage of air into the braking system make it useless. Then the brake shoes are liable to get ruined if the brake fluid leaks out. The next type of brake we got a disc brake. Disc brake is a fluid from the master cylinder is forced into a caliper where it presses against a piston. The piston intends squeeze to brake against the disc, which is attached to wheel, forcing to slow down or stop. From the figure, we can see how the disc brake works, which is master cylinder force a caliper with a press by a piston. The piston on the red color is press the caliper to stop the motor or slow down the motor. Next type of brake is drum brakes. The drum brake has a metal brake drum that encloses the brake assembly at each wheel. Two curved brake shoes expand outward to slow or stop the drum, which rotates with the wheel. So this is how the figure is show how the drum brakes works, where you can see the piston in the wheel. At the top is brake give a pressure to the caliper to make and to slow down the tire from the movement. So this is more easily to understanding about the working of drum brake is drum brake work on the same principle as the disc brake. Shoes press against a rotating surface, which is the surface is called drum. Drum brake also has an adjuster mechanism, an emergency brake mechanism, and loss of spring. The shoes are pulled away from the drum by the spring when the brakes are released. Next type of brake is brake fluids. One of the important characteristics of brake fluid is boiling point. Hydraulic systems rely on incompressible fluid to transmit force. Liquids are generally incompressible gases or compressible. If the fluid blows become a gas, it will lose most its ability to transmit force. This may partially or completely disable the brake. So, for the brake fluid, we got two types: glycol based, which is absorb water, and silicone based, which is does not absorb water. Suspension. Suspension is the system of tire air, spring shock absorber, and linkage that connect a vehicle to its wheels and allow relative motion between the two. Suspension system must support both road holding or handling and ride quality, which are at odds with each other. The suspension also protects the vehicle itself and any cargo or luggage from damage and wear. The design of front and rear suspension of a car may be different. To maximize the friction between the tire and the road surface, to provide steering stability with good handling, and to ensure the comfort of the passenger. So the figure is shown the construction of the suspension. We got a component on the suspension such as drive axle, coil spring, strut rod, transverse rod, shock absorber, control arm, and drum. Steering system is a system which converts rotation of steering into a smooth movement of the road wheel, such as a way that steering wheel ring turns a long way to move the road wheel a short way, which is the system allow a driver to use only light forces to steer a heavy car. When cornering, the driver can feel a light force, which is where the steer going on. How steering works: the rad and pinion system, the steering box system, and power assisted steering. So that's all for the chapter 1. Thank you.
Okay, I've got 4 green lights. You should be getting it now. Both sides of the MUX is powered up. Copy.
Hello, my name is Gary Chu, and welcome to my business, ISU. Since the beginning of time, people have wanted to travel around the world. From riding horse wagons to riding elephants, innovations have allowed for safer and faster travel. To get from Toronto to New York City, it would have taken 6 days to get there on foot. Even on horseback, the journey would have taken 2.5 days. There was no way anyone could travel around the country until a man created the ultimate invention: the automobile. Dating all the way back to 1769, the grandfather of the automobile came to life. Nicholas Joseph Conant, a military engineer, demonstrates the world's first self-propelled steam engine vehicle. It was designed to transport cannons and had a top speed of 2.5 miles per hour. Nicholas Conant's steam-powered vehicle has gone down in history as the first car in the world. While the steam vehicle was new and revolutionary, it needed many innovations. The vehicle was reported to be very unstable due to poor weight distribution. The boiler performance was also poor, with the fire needing to be relit and the steam had to be raised every 15 minutes. This reduced its overall speed even more. In 1801, Richard Trevithick relocated the boiler and added a new carriage. It was the first road carriage with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. Around the world. Today, all forms of automobiles are available, from SUVs to Ferraris, from race cars to motorcycles. The automobile has revolutionized the world and will continue to do so for a very long time. As car companies and manufacturers strive for fuel-efficient and environmentally friendly cars, the automobile is still being innovated. New features such as sliding doors, integrated GPS, push to start, and more are constantly innovating cars around the world. The automobile started off as a slow, steam-powered wagon. With unstable performance and inconvenience, innovations to the automobile were needed. As more engineers raced to create gas-powered engines, the automobile became faster and faster. The motor wagon revolutionized the world. The Ford Model T raced into the scene, and the whole world had cars. Cars are widely seen as gas eaters and are often held responsible for climate change. As technology progresses, the automobile will continue to reinvent itself. Until a simpler, cheaper way to travel is found, the automobile will leave all other competitors in the dust.